Hi everybody, it's Kara with Club Pilates in McKinney. We're going to do a flex band Pilates workout this morning. As with all my other videos, I'm going to let you know, since I'm not there to cue you and give you your own modifications, that if you need one, please take it. Exercise isn't for, all exercises aren't for everyone, but we will have options for you. The flex band can make this really nice and give you some variety to this. So if you don't have a flex band, you can do this without. You could, I have this flex band. You could also use handled tubing. So if you have the tubing with the handles on the end, it'll let you do most of the same things, okay? So I'm gonna start with this band wrapped around my back. So I just turn sideways so you can see me there. So I'm gonna hold the band in my hands. I like to bunch it up just because it's easier to grab, but either way is fine. So I'm gonna again turn sideways so you can see this. I wanna take my hands just out in front of me. And I'm gonna start with just a little protract and retract of those shoulders, which means my shoulders stay down away from my ears. And as I breathe in, I'm gonna reach my hands forward, opening my shoulder blades. And then I'm gonna squeeze my shoulder blades back together. And then I'm gonna reach forward and squeeze shoulder blades together. So my shoulder blades are gliding along my rib cage and then come back together. I'm gonna do that 2 more times. And then reach and breathe. Now, turning back forward, keep the band wrapped around your back. And then I want you to cross the 2 pieces so they just wrap right around your rib cage. Ladies, it's your bra line, or anyone that wears heart rate monitors, it goes right there. So right around that broad part of the rib cage. And then just hold the band. And all we're gonna do for 5 breaths is just breathe and feel the ribs expand into the flex band. So breathe into that band. You'll feel that posterior lateral breath. And then breathing out to the sides. One more just like that. Can really help you find that connection and engagement in your breath. We're gonna warm up the shoulders. This is a great move to do every day. So I'm gonna hold that band, and again, if you have the tubing, you could even be using a belt or a bungee cord if that's what you have at home. So shoulders are down, nice and broad. You can do this standing. I'm gonna sit so I don't lose camera angle here. So I'm gonna hold that band in front of me, and then I'm just gonna open it out to the side and then bring it back. Just open it out to the side and bring it back. Again, bringing awareness to the abdominals connected on the front and the shoulder blades connected on the back. Now hold that open a little bit. You can open, change where your hands are on the band to change your resistance. We're doing some shoulder mobility. So without letting the rib cage flare up or the spine angle change, lift that band overhead and then bring it back down. Lift the band overhead and bring it back down. Again, abs tight, breathing in and then breathing out. Now, we can take this to a little bit bigger range. As I go up, I'm gonna go to my range of motion overhead and then bring it back. So if you can, keep shoulder blades down and reach over behind your head a little bit. Now, we're gonna take this down behind our back. We're not trying to dislocate our shoulders here. As we go up, we pull the band out and slide it down, almost like jumping jack shape. So arms go back up and then down towards the front of your body. So shoulders down, ribs in. Reach it up, open it to pull it down, like you're just skimming your back with it. And then back up, forward, release the tension. So we're opening, lifting, pulling it down to bring it down low. So again, this isn't trying to make a giant circle behind you. That's not so good for that shoulder capsule, but we pull it down and I just whacked my ponytail and back. Yeah, all right, bring it back up and in front. A little side bend here. So I'm gonna hold the band overhead and I'm gonna lean to one side, pulling down with that band just a little bit, Release it, come up tall. And then the other way. Big breath into that top rib cage. Pull the bottom hand down a little bit. Release it and sit tall. Side bend, pull it down. Release and restack. Side bend, pull it down. Release and back up. One more to each side. Side bend first and then pull that band down. Bring it back up and top. Side bend, pull it down, release it, and bring it back up tall. All right, one more little shoulder warm up here. I'm gonna hold the band, palms up like I'm holding the tray. And then I'm gonna just externally rotate my shoulders. So I'm making a little W shape, right? Just pulling out on an angle. This to me reminds me of a little Fonzie back in the happy days saying A, or a little hitchhiker. It's a little scapular squeeze. Bottom points of shoulder blades come together as I pull out. 2 more of those. You should feel some warmth in the rotator cuff as well as those lower tracks at the bottom points of the shoulder blades. Nice. All right. So some shoulder releases and some breathing happen there. So we're going to put this band in our hands with our knees bent and then just shoulder width apart there. We're going to start with some half rollbacks. So just connect those shoulder blades, kind of like we just did, right? Sitting on your sits bones. We're going to roll halfway back and then sit it back up. So I want you to think pelvis curls under as you exhale. Low back lengthens a little bit and you just go back a little bit and then stack back up. We're going to curl the tailbone under. If you got those herniated discs, you might be a hinge back instead of a roll back. We're just going a little bit. Pull on that band so those shoulders are connected and roll halfway back. Stay right there. Pull the band apart for 5, 4, belly in 3, 2, 1. Sit it back up. All right, we're going to add a little rotation to that. I'm going to rotate to my left first. So I'm going to roll back and then rotate my hands outside of my knee and then come back up. As I exhale, I curl back and start to turn my torso and come back up. We're going to do 3 more each side. Exhale to roll and turn. Inhale, stay. Exhale, come back up. We're going to roll it back and pull a little bit to the side and come back up. Halfway back, rotate, bring it back up. And curl it back. And sit it up. 1 more to each side. Roll back and reach, twist, and sit up. Roll it back, reach and twist, and sit all the way up. All right. From here, we're going to do some leg work today. So if you'll wrap that band and try to get it as even as you can, you can soften your knees a minute to get there. We're going to roll ourselves all the way back down to our mat. You're doing this with me, right? Not just watching me while you drink your coffee. I haven't had my coffee yet, by the way. Roll it back. And now bring your legs up to tabletop. You're going to grab the band, and you can adjust this wherever you need to. And I want you just to pull your elbows down to the mat. Keep them in a 90-degree bend so you're anchoring that flex band. You're going to feel a little work in your biceps. So feet are parallel together. And now we're going to take our legs out long and bend them in. So this is going to mimic some of our footwork of pressing out and in. Find the angle that works for you. Find a little bit of resistance. It won't be super heavy, but you should find some connections in your quads and your glutes, and your belly is keeping your lumbopelvic area nice and still. I'm going to do 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more. Now, bend it, heels together, toes apart. I'm going to bring the band inside of my knees, and then I'm going to press out, and knees just skim the outside. So my fists are just a little bit closer to the center of my body versus the outside. So it's our first position, bend and stretch. I'm calling it footwork. It's also very similar to our feet in the straps, right? Which is the same movement pattern, just with different connections. Find those abs. Reach it out for 4. And 3. And 2. One more time. Reach it out. And then bring it in. I'm going to keep my left foot in that band, and I'll put my right foot down. You can either take it out long or keep it bent, whichever one helps you keep your spine nice and still. Now, you can always give your grip a little break if you need it. Pull those elbows back in, back to parallel. Press out and in. Press out and in. Breathing. Reaching long. Try to go straight out and in so there's no swaying side to side. 4, 3. If you feel a little front of your shin muscle working, that's normal. It's working against that. I'm going to go one more there and then bring it in. I'm going to put the other foot back on, take my left leg out long or slightly bent, and then I'm going to press out and in. Press out and in. 4, 3, 2, and last time. All right. I'm going to put the band back in my hand. I'm going to reach overhead. And then I'm going to bring that band down to my waist, okay? Bend your knees, flatten your feet, and then I'm going to put this band across my waist, kind of at the crease of where my hip hinges. And I'm going to try to hold pieces of that band in a little bunch and press it down to the floor. My goal here is a little resistance in our bridge. So we're going to tighten up our core, and we're going to hinge or lift up like a drawbridge. So tighten up your belly, and then I just want you to do a pelvic lift. Just lift straight up and back down. You can decrease the amount of tension by where you hold that band. You can get rid of it altogether, or you can make it more. So adding a little extra resist to that little pelvic lift. Try to lift in one piece. Hip hinge, lift, 4, 3, find that backside, 2, knees reach over toes, hold right here. Now give me a little drop, lift, a little drop, and lift. Just a little hip dip hinge. Parallel still, no dropping side to side, just straight up, 4, 2 more. Hold, 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 hold. Your arm should be feeling it too. And then bring it all the way back down. All right, stay in your laying down position. I'm going to bunch it up because the dangling's bugging me a little bit. All right, I'm going to hold that band chest height overhead. Now I'm going to peel up or articulate my bridge. So this is our curling up or spinal articulation. I'm going to peel the pelvis towards me and then peel up, keeping arms overhead and a little tension in that band. And then I'm going to melt from the sternum to the rib cage to the lower back, and then heavy tailbone. Okay? So I'm going to add a little up and down with the shoulders as I do this. You can just keep those hands there. They can also stay down on the mat. Okay, so we're starting on a diagonal. And then as I curl up, I'm going to reach my arms overhead, reaching long. And then as I start melting down, I'm going to bring the arms back up, slowly breathing in. As I start, exhale, curling up, reaching, big breath in as I bring it overhead. And then I exhale to slowly melt my spine down. You should be using some abdominal muscles here. Pelvic, tilt, low back, rib cage, middle back, up to shoulder blades, only shoulder blades. Maybe you go overhead if your shoulder's okay with that. Bring it back and melt it down. Just one more like that. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, curl it up, peeling up. Overhead, knees reach long. Inhale. And then we exhale to slowly melt that spine back down with control. All right, so we're gonna go one leg circle here while we're still on our back. So I'm gonna hold the band. I like to spread it wide so it doesn't roll up into my arch. So if I flatten that band out, and if you're using a tubing, a shoe might be nicer for your foot, but whatever works for you today. Pull those elbows down. And then that bottom leg, again, can be bent if it helps you stay more steady or out long. We're gonna take that band, holding it down tight again. We're gonna go across the body, down and up. You can bend your knees, makes it nicer. Otherwise, we go down, around, and up. So across the body, down towards the floor, and up. The band adds a little bit of resistance, but also some assistance as it helps support the weight of your leg, but then you get a little resistance, like our leg circles with feet in the straps, but this is our mat, one leg circle. I'm keeping my pelvis pretty still. When I get to the top, I'm gonna pause. Let's go the other way. So go away from your body, down, across your body, and up. And these circles could be tracing your wine glass from last night on the ceiling. Take it down, around, and up. Two more. Down, around, and up. Out, down, and up. All right, I'm gonna let go of the band for a second. I'm gonna bring my other foot up into the band. Just get it set. Release the wrist a second, and then grip. Pull it back down, find your tension. Now go across the body, down, around, and up. Across the body, down and around and up. So circling that other leg, hip mobility, spine stability. Breathe in, bring it around and up, down to the ground, up and around. Pause, other way. Down towards the ground, up and around. Got a rhyme in. Breathe in and out. Two more big circles, or small if that works for you. Abs are engaged, hip is mobilized. All right, I'm gonna rock myself up to seated. I'm gonna put that band around both feet, and then sit up with my legs long, okay? So nice and tall. We're gonna do a little arm work here. So I want you guys to, you can stay seated tall or you can hinge back. So I'm gonna let you pick your position. I'm gonna try the hinge back. And I wanna just lean back from the hip joint. My abs are drawing in, my shoulders are down away from my ears, okay? From here, I just wanna do a nice little open, little plowing. So it's like a chest expansion, but a little bit to a V, because straight back, you'll probably drag your knuckles on the mat. So just take it a little bit wider than your body. Again, you can be sitting up tall. If you need to bend your knees to keep that spine neutral, do so, because I don't want you to slump in your low back. And then we're just pulling back. Feel the triceps keeping your elbows straight. All the muscles between the shoulder blades working here. For 2, and 1, and then take a pause. We're gonna do a low row here. So again, legs out long if you can, slightly bent if you need to. Hinge yourself back. Lean that body back. Now, just pull your elbows wide and reach forward. Pull it wide. So every time you pull back and exhale, pull your abs in. Exhale, pull. Lead with shoulder blades and then the arms pull back. Low row for 3, and 2, and 1, and sit up and release a second. All right, I'm gonna wrap the band around my hand. Try not to make it anaconda tight, but just enough that you have a little bit of band across the back of your hand and your palm. We're gonna try some bicep curls here. Adjust your band as needed. Arms start straight. Legs bent or straight, hinge back on that diagonal. Now, shoulders down, keep the collarbones wide, and bend and straighten your elbows. Can you keep those elbows still in space? If you need to drop it down low, That's okay. Find what works for your body today. Pulling in and out, shoulders down, flat shoulder blades on your back. For 4, you got this. 3, 2, 1. Bring yourself all the way up. Take your band, crisscross it. So your band makes an X, not your arms, okay? And then hands are gonna be up at about chest height, pointing towards your toes. Again, soften your knees if that helps you sit up tall, because I don't want you to go into a slump or dump, okay? All right, crossed, and I'm gonna choke up on the band so I'm a little closer towards my feet. Sitting tall, hinging back, or stay sitting tall with your knees bent. That's okay too. We're gonna do a mid-back or a higher row. So I'm gonna pull my thumbs towards my armpits and reach that way. So a little different view for you. We're gonna go here, right? So shoulder blades lead the way, and you pull back. And we pull back. I'm gonna do this without falling off my mat. I have a raised mat. And we pull back, right? And pull back. So my elbows are staying in line with my hands, and I'm squeezing shoulder blades, hinge back still for 4. Go lower if your shoulders don't like this. Initiate scapula, shoulder blades, same thing, and then bring it back for 3, and 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna add a tricep to this. So we pull back, and then we're gonna extend the elbows and bend the elbows. And I need my feet back from my mat. They're hanging off in the air. Okay, so hinge back, pull it back, and then bend and straighten your elbows. Holding that pulled back position. You can change where you hold your band. So triceps out to the side, press it out. Mimicking some of our reformer moves on the mat today with the flex band. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring it back up. Whew, roll your shoulders a couple times. All right, so I'm gonna keep my band, actually uncross my band. I'm gonna roll halfway back, and we're gonna do a little turn with a split Y-shaped arms, okay? So we're gonna roll back. You can hinge back again if you want. Turn and open. Bring it back, sit up, roll back, turn and open, and back up. So it's a split Y. We go back, and then the hand you're turning towards goes down, and the other one goes up, and then bring it back up. Again, change where you're holding the band. If you need it a little bit nicer on those shoulders, posterior deltoid, bring it up. Roll it back or hinge it back, and then open, close, sit up. Leaning back, opening, closing, sitting back up. Let's do one more to each side. So we go back, we turn and open, we bring it back up. We roll it back, we turn and we open, we close, and sit it back up. All right, it's time for some abs. You thought you were getting away without them? No way. All right, so I'm gonna put the band across my shins, right below my knee. And then I'm gonna lay back, okay? So if you do Pilates at all, regularly or not regularly, you should know the hundreds. So we're gonna keep our legs at tabletop today, but we're gonna pump the arms with a little resistance. So depending on how stretchy your band or tubing is, decide where you wanna hold it. You can always change your mind. You can take your legs out a little bit longer, but you risk losing that band. So I'm gonna keep them at tabletop, okay? So big inhale to repair. Exhale, I'm gonna curl head and chest up, sliding ribs to hips. You can totally keep your head and shoulders down on this, you guys. This still works your core. Ready? Pump the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. How steady can you keep your legs? Pump from the armpit, vigorously pumping. Breathing in. Feel your inner thighs pulling together, whether they're touching or not. Breathe in and breathe out. Pump those arms. I'm counting? I forgot. That's normal. Pull those abs in. I'm going to take 2 more breaths in. And last one in. And rest it down. All right, I'm going to take my band and I'm going to fold it kind of in half. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just so it's a double thickness band. So single leg stretch. Here's the setup. I'm going to hold the arms on a little bit of an angle, and I'm going to pull my knee into the band, okay? And the other leg will reach long. And then we'll switch. So I'm going to get like a little rebound effect, but I'm going to fight it, okay? So get your arm set into that first leg. If you can, curl that head and chest up, wide collarbone. Reach the other leg long. And then exhale as you switch. Pull into the band as your arms don't let it go anywhere. And we reach. Reach. There's a reach and a pull component. We're going to do 1 more each leg. And rest it down. All right. I'm going to go right into crisscross here because we're going to keep the band the same way. So it's going to come overhead, both legs into tabletop. The legs are going to do the same movement, but we're going to rotate outside of the legs. So I'm going to exhale, curl up to my start position, and then I'm going to twist as I take one leg out long. And then I come back to center, and I twist the other way. So don't think about coming up higher. Think about rotating armpit to the mat as you twist away. Pelvis stays still. Exhale. 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 1 more each side. Twist. Twist. And bring it down. All right, unfold your band or tubing. Wrap it back around your feet as flat as you can around the ball of your foot. And then I want you to hold pretty far on the ends. If this doesn't work for you, you could keep the arms doing what they were just doing with the crisscross, just holding them overhead, okay? So I'm going to curl up to my start position. I got a little bit of slack in my band, not like droopy slack, but just a little bit. And I'm going to reach arms and legs away from each other and then scoot back in. Reach, you can circle depending on your band. Reach and pull works better for me. Overhead, so it's more like a shoulder press with my arms. Pull those abs in. Breathe. 2 more. And then I'm going to rock myself up to seated. I brought my band with me. If you didn't, get your band back around your feet. I'm going to separate my feet so they're a little bit apart, like hip bone distance apart. And then I'm going to choke up on that band just a little bit. We're going to do a little spine stretch forward here. So I'm not going to have resistance as I go forward, but I'm going to really focus on my back extensors stacking me back up. So as I inhale, I'm going to be tall. And then I exhale, I round forward, reaching towards my feet. Flexing over. And then I'm going to pull into that band, shoulders down, and extend back up. So reaching forward, flexing. Keep pelvis vertical, flex your spine forward. And then start restacking your spine bone by bone against that little bit of resistance. And really pull shoulder blades down and crown of the head tall. 2 more times. Flex forward. And restack. Flex forward. And restack. All right, take the band off of your feet. We're gonna do a little twist. So with twist, our legs are out long. I'm gonna hold the band overhead like we did in the warm-up in the beginning, right? So sit up on those sit bones, legs out long and strong. Soften your knees if you need to. And then hold that band with a little energy. Pull the shoulders down, and then we're gonna twist to one side, come back to center. Twist to the other side, come back center. Can we add a little pulse with that twist? So we twist, come halfway out of it, and twist a little more. So we exhale, exhale, inhale, and one more, each side. And then bring it down. All right, so we're gonna take that band around our back again, kind of at that rib cage, okay? Now, feet are out in front of you, a little bit apart, open to a V. And then you can adjust where you hold your band. We're gonna saw here. So the band is gonna get energy reaching arms east to west and shoulders down. Twist, and then flex towards your opposite toe and come back up. Keep the same amount of energy as you twist and fold. So we twist and flex forward. Twist and flex. Twist and flex. Let's do one more each side. Twist, exhale, flex into that saw. Twist and flex and bringing it up. All right, that segues us right into our side leg. So I'm gonna put that band around my foot and I'm gonna lay down on one side. So whichever foot you put it in is on top. If not, switch your leg. Okay, I'm gonna make a little pillow for my arm like this, or I could go like this. As long as I get connected in my rib. I want to feel like I could put my hand, a piece of sunshine, not that there's much of that out there today. All right, leg out long. Bottom leg can be bent as a kickstand for more stability, or we can have both legs long. So I'm lined up with the back half of my mat, and my feet are slightly in front of me. I sometimes call this a banana shape. I'm gonna hold that band in my grip fist right by my waist on that in front of me there. And then I'm gonna lift my leg up and lower. You can choke up or down on your band to make it more or less. Resist that up and down in parallel for 4, lateral hip working, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it in line. I want you to bend it in and straighten it out. Because I'm a glutton for torture, I'm gonna choke up. Bend and straighten. So I'm just bringing that leg into tabletop and then pressing it back out. Bend and extend. Keeping those abdominals lifted for 3, 2, and 1. Now I'm gonna turn out. So I'm in my little Pilates V first position like, and then I'm gonna lift and lower. Heel to heel, foot to the sky, heel comes down. I'm gonna try to point my toes if I can do so without losing the band. Get a little more energy there. And it's not a big turnout because I want my hips to stay stacked. Bring it down. 3, you got it if you're doing it with me. 2, and 1. All right. From here, we're gonna reach that long. Point the toe if you can and give me 8 little circles. 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Reverse it. And then bring that in. I'm gonna pull that leg in front, big hip stretch. You can bring it down here if that works better for you. So you can rest the knee down. I'm gonna pull that foot in, zip up my core again, hips and shoulders stack. I'm gonna point my bottom leg and I'm just gonna lift and lower there. Lift and lower there. Four, 3, 2, and 1. All right, bring that up. Let's do the other side. So I'm gonna get that band around my foot, and I'm gonna lay down on the other side. So again, you can have your arm down as a little pillow. If you have a little ball, it works as a little pillow. I'm gonna bring that band up. My top hand's gonna hold it right by my hip, and then I'm gonna zip up my waist, get long through that top hip and leg. How long can it go, right? And then keeping the foot flexed parallel, I'm just gonna lift and lower, lift and lower. Again, bottom leg is a kickstand or out. Forgot to cue the position, same as the other side. So the leg's ever so slightly in front of me, but barely, just a teeny bit. Lateral hip work is the main focus when we do it like this. All right, now hold it in line with your hip. Bend it and straighten it. Bend and extend. Bend and extend. So it comes into tabletop, 90-degree hip and knee. That leg is shining in line with the front of your mat surface. Not pulling the heel back. 3, 2, hold it out, and then bring it down. Small turnout, so that little Pilates stance. So no more than about a fist distance between your feet as far as how much rotation you have. Wrap those thighs, lift the waist, and then we're gonna lift and lower. Pointing the toe if you can without losing your band. And then pull it down. Find the energy in the inner thighs, in those seats, deep lateral rotators. Four, 3, 2, and 1. All right, circles, and we'll get finished with this stuff right here. Get stacked on those hips, reach that leg out long, and then give me 8 little circles. And then reverse it with control. Hips stacked, abs drawing in. Reach that leg long, last 2, and 1. And then bend it in. Again, you can pull that foot in. You'll feel a nice stretch in your hip, or you can put it down here. Either one works. I'll do the other version on this side to show you that difference. So if I go here, I usually come down, and that just is sometimes nicer for some people's hips. But we're lifting a long leg with that inner thigh, and we're pulling up. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. All right. Bring your band with you, and then come to your belly. So I'm going to fold that band in half. Sorry, I should have told you that first. And I'm going to hold my elbows right under my shoulders. So I'm already in a little bit of a baby swan here. My feet are apart, a little bit rotated. That just can be a little nicer for SI joints. So I'm going to pull that band apart a little bit, and I'm going to push pubic bone down, lift my belly, and pull out with those shoulders. And then I'm going to roll everything back down. And then I'm going to slide shoulder blades down, pull the belly in, push pubic bone down, lift your belly, making a tunnel. And then controlling it back down. So we're going to reach shoulder blades down, pulling out on that band, getting some energy, helping get those scapular muscles a little bit more. Glutes are firing. And then lower back down. I'm going to add a progression to this. You can stick with that if that was enough work for you, or you need it a little bit nicer. I'm going to reach my hands out in front of me. So now I kind of look like I'm Superman flying to start with. I'm going to pull my belly button up, my pubic bone down, and I'm going to slide up into a little more swan, and I just pulled the band with me. So I'm just skimming my mat, and then I'm coming back down. So instead of getting to push off the floor, I'm sliding my hands with me. So I'm going to pull out on that band, and I'm going to slide up. Just 2 more like that. Shoulder blades down, pull it up, and bring it back down. Belly button in, pubic bone down, and pull it up, and reach it down. All right, we're going to do a double leg kick. So I want you to take that band, still folded, and lay it across your rib cage. So depending on your head's gonna turn and lay on the mat. Depending on your shoulder mobility, this could be down towards your hip or low back, but bring it up as far as you can lay your elbows flat on the mat. Now, I'm gonna zip my legs together. We're gonna do 3 hamstring curls, and then we're gonna come up into extension. We're gonna look like Iron Man flying when we're in that extension, okay? So we're gonna go pull, 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 and then reach long, extend, and look down towards your mat. We're gonna turn our head the other way as we come down. Band resting, head down. Ready? 3 hamstring curls. Pull, 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 and then reach, extend. Arms reach down by your glutes. Turn back to the first side. And we got 3 hamstring curls. 3. Belly in. 2. Find hamstrings. Last one, and reach it up. Not really the last rep, last one on that. And then turn the other way. Pull for 3, 2, 1. Reach long. And then we come down. Pull, 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 reach. I picked up the tempo, right? Pull, hamstring, hamstring, extension. 1 more each side. First side. 2, 3, and reach. Back down, find hamstrings, don't just fling it. Pull, pull, reach and extend, and rest it down. All right, you can set your band down. Press yourself back into that little child's pose, extended child's pose, or shell stretch. Pull your belly in. It's a little rest pose for Pilates. Stretch out that low back. Shoulders get a little stretch. And then bring yourself up. All right, on the home stretch. So I'm gonna lay my band down in a loop, okay? So I have free piece, and loop. This is slightly tricky to get you in over a computer camera. I'm gonna wrap my right foot around the band. And then I've got my hands on the ends. I'm gonna put my left knee on the piece of the band as backup, okay? And now find my 4-point kneel quadruped position. That right leg that's in the band is gonna reach out. Bend it and extend it. Shoulders open, abs in, press out, bend in. Reach out, bend in. For 3, 2, hold it out, tap the floor, and lift. Hip extension, glutes, hamstrings, quads, core. Last 3, 2, hold it out long. Now give me that tick-tock, 5 to 7 on your grandfather clock. Ab and abduction. Outer thigh, inner thigh. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Bring that knee down. All right. I want you to take your left knee off of the piece of band where it was holding it still, and then reach it out long. Now take that right leg back out long. Left hand, right leg. Bend them, straighten them. Bend them, straighten them. 2 more. Bend, reach, bend, reach. And then lower and lift both for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it in. All right, we have 2 legs, so we have to do the other side. So I'm gonna switch the band around my left foot. Sometimes easier said than done. And then I'm gonna put my right knee on a little free piece of that band. It just helps it stay anchored a little bit. And then my hands are on the other ends. I'm gonna reach that left leg long, get hips and shoulders square, core active, spine long. Lift that leg up, and then we're gonna bend and extend. So just a knee and hip extension, quads, glutes, hamstrings, and core. Shoulders broad, breathing for 4, 3, 2, hold that last one out. Now tap and lift. Leg is long and strong, straight up and down. Keep the sides of your waist even, belly drawing in. For 4, 3, 2, hold this last one up. Now give me the open and close, that tick-tock. 5 to 7 on the grandfather clock. Ab and adduction. Outer thigh, inner thigh for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, bring that knee down. Let your right knee come off of that spare piece, part of the band, and reach it out long. And then the left leg goes out. So we're in that bird dog, pointer dog, right? And now bend them both, straighten them both. Hips and shoulders as level and square to your mat as you can. 4, 3, 2, hold it. Both of them long and reaching away, belly lifting in, lower lift hand and heel. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then bring it in. All right, y'all. A little mermaid and a little shoulder stretch to be done. So I'm gonna sit my cheeks, my patootie, my rump, sits bones on the band, some part of your booty. And then I'm gonna take a piece of the band in my right hand, overhead. Left hand's gonna push into the mat, and I'm gonna reach over into my little mermaid side bend, and then come back up, okay? So bring the elbow in, and then pressing into that left hand, I'm gonna reach up and breathe into that rib as I stretch that side out. And then bring it in. And reach it up and flex over, pushing into that left hand at opposition to get a little more flexion. And come back up. One more time like that. Reach it up and over, breathe, and then bring it in. Let that band go. Grab the other side, hopefully it's still under your cheek. And then it's gonna be a little shoulder press to get it up there. So grab that band, put your right hand on the floor by your hips, reach that left hand up, and then flex over, breathe into that rib cage, and then come back up, elbow down. As you breathe, reach up, exhale, inhale, flex over, push into the floor with that right hand to get that opposition, and bring it in. 2 more, reach up, flex, breathe into that top rib, and then bring it back. Last time, reach it up, flex it over, stretch it out, but feel the energy, and bring it down. Shift side to side to take the band off of your cheeks. We're gonna finish kind of how we started. Bring the band out in front of you. Open it a little bit. Shoulders down, retract those shoulder blades, pull your abs in. Now hold that little bit of retraction. Lift the band up towards the sky and back down. If you do this in front of a mirror, you'll see if you're going one arm more than the other. 2. This works with a towel as well, right? Now hold it up. Can you bring it a little bit behind you? Keep abs tight. There's a little thoracic extension, but don't just throw it back there. And now we're gonna reach it up. Pull the band apart. It just should skim your back. It hits my ponytail when I do this. It's not too far away from me. It's like jumping jack arms straight up. Bring it down in front. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Reach it up. Pull it wide and down towards your side. Bring it up, control, and forward. This is our last one. Pull the band up and then pull it apart as you bring it down behind your back. And then let your band go. And you guys, we're done. That's one of my flex band variations of our Pilates, doing some of our reformer, upper body and footwork movements, and then obviously our core stuff. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you have a great rest of your Saturday.